Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo of the 2021 Polestar 2 and its 13-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at the infotainment system, take a look at speaker locations, audio inputs, audio controls, then get out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling. I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Before we get started, let's hop out, take a look at the car. Now the music is probably going to stop when we get out because there's no way to keep this car on, if you will, when you get out. When it senses the door opens and weight leaves the seat, the door closes, it's going to turn off. But anyway, the new electric car from the new brand, Polestar. Model 2, kind of a fastbacky, liftback sedan kind of deal going on. A lot of weirdness in this car, but also very cool. And at the end of the day, it is a good electric vehicle, if a little bit pricey. So if you want to see more on the Polestar 2, check the links in the description. We've got a rear-world range test, a review, and a comparison against our Model Y. So as I said, there's no real way to have this car in like on and in park unless you put it in drive and get going. But you can see just sitting in it with the key in our pocket, putting weight on the seat, the infotainment system comes back to life and the music's going again. Now we typically do these tests with lossless uncompressed WAV audio files on a USB drive plugged directly into the system, but the Polestar 2 cannot stream music from a USB drive. That is correct. If you have a USB stick with music that you like to listen to, high fidelity music or anything, you cannot plug it into this USB Type-C port, even though you definitely think you could, and I did confirm with Polestar PR that you cannot do it that way. So we are streaming through Bluetooth on our phone. Not my ideal setup, but it does still sound pretty darn good. But just so that you all know, we're still doing the test with the high quality binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. Now we also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults. So let's take a look at those now. Android Automotive here in this car running the Polestar 2's infotainment, not Android Auto, but rather Android Automotive. So this is actually an Android-based car operating system. If we go here, come on, get rid of the climate. Go away. There we go. Settings, system, whoops, not software update. About, you can see Android 10 model Polestar. This is straight up a version of Android fit for this car. So we'll go into sound. We've got sound experience, similar to what you might see in a Volvo. You can optimize for either all seats, the driver's seat, or the rear seats. You can also completely turn off the front, very easy, so you can hear. Now it's only playing in the rear, and you can switch, only do the front. Can you do off on both? No, you can't. If you turn one off, the other one goes on. And you can also switch to a surround mode. So right now it's off, and I can go on. And change the amount of surround. That's kind of a nifty way to do it. I will point out it's tough to see everything on the screen. I think it looks sharp, but unless the screen's perfectly clean, in fact I should have cleaned the screen off before I started this test. Let's see. The contrasts are decent, it's just a lot of darkness, so it can make it tough to see, especially in this brighter sunlight. Back to sound settings. Oh, see, you gotta wait for this climate control screen to go away. Maybe. Does it go away on its own, or do I have to tap? This climate bar doesn't persist. Go away. I want to open the settings. Can I go like that? There we go. Very strange. A lot of this car is like good in theory, but then in practice it can be screwy. Anyway, you've got treble bass and subwoofer as well. What I really love is a 9-band visual equalizer here. So you can tune your settings exactly how you want them. Everyone's got little preferences. It could be depending on the day, depending on your mood, depending on the amount of wax in your ears, or just your personal preferences. I like being able to fine-tune precise audio settings for how the user might want. I really appreciate those. Not many brands do it, but Polestar is sticking with that. On top of that, you can change certain volumes for calls and navigation, things like that. So let's go through at least the main treble, bass, and subwoofer now. For audio controls in the Polestar 2, you have a nice volume knob right here. It is kind of an awkward spot because it's right in front of this shifter. I'll move my phone out of the way. You gotta reach around it. I don't like that as much as in the Volvos. It's right up on the screen, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Just kind of strange for this little shifter to take up this entire space, especially when there's not much interior storage space for things. So they could have done maybe just a button shifter and made this volume knob better. Maybe put some track controls or something. But you also have volume up and down right here on the steering wheel. For track selection, no physical controls outside of the steering wheel controls here, so you do have to be either in the media player screen right here, or if you're just on the home screen, then you've got those buttons to adjust media right there. Audio inputs in the Polestar 2. This one gets interesting. No AM radio, so just FM. No Sirius XM satellite radio built in. However, you can install the Sirius XM app. Just make sure you've done it before you started moving, because you can't open the Google Play Store while you're moving. So if you can actually install the Sirius XM app and then log into your Sirius XM account, play Sirius XM through there. What else? There's Bluetooth media streaming, which we're doing now. There's no Android Auto, I suppose because this is running Android Automotive. They figure that's enough. Like you can see, you got perfect Google Maps right here, which works awesome. You can also do other Google apps, like I've got my Tidal application and phone and things like that. There's no Apple CarPlay in this 2021 model. However, they are adding it in the future. I don't know for sure if it'll be a software update for 2021 models, but I know 2022s will have CarPlay in there. Like I said, no USB streaming for any sort of devices. You're supposed to be able to plug in and transfer songs, I think, to an internal storage, but I wasn't able to do that. It wasn't working for me. So I think that is about it. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, clearly no CarPlay support right now, no AM radio, no native Sirius XM radio, no USB streaming, no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, and no disc player. So you are a little bit limited, but there's obviously Bluetooth. That's by and far the most important. And then you can install some of these native apps. You can install Spotify right in, Tidal. I like that Tidal actually streams in hi-fi built right into the car, so that's definitely a nice feature. Okay, speaker locations. This is a 13 speaker system. So starting from the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Underneath down there is a 6 kind of subwoofer type speaker built into the firewall. And we move back to the rear. 7, 8, 9, 10. And the pillars 11, 12. And then there's a subwoofer in the back underneath the floor, making 13. As I said, this Polestar 2 does not have CarPlay support, nor does it have support for Android Auto, so we're ready to hit the road. That I had left the surround setting on for all of that, and it was really sounding strange. So I hope you all realize, especially those of you who watch these sound tests regularly, how weird and not true to real sound that that surround setting sounds. So I'm going to switch back and play just a little bit of each of those songs we listened to with surround off, and then we'll continue on with the test. Also, you saw how many times I had to try to get this setting screen to come out. I don't know why that's so finicky. Sounds much crisper with the surround mode off. Much more accurate. I really like that power coming through in the low end as well. Interestingly, I had to record this video twice now. I recorded it once and none of my audio worked, so I'm re-recording it, and it's nice to do that sometimes because I'm sort of affirming what I thought in the previous video and kind of my observations on the system. Like, yes, this sounds really good. That mixture of the high, crisp high ends and powerful, punchy low ends, and then the sound getting out of the way, kind of helps that this thing's so quiet on the inside, even on the highway. It's a quality system, it really is. Let me turn the music down, let you hear what it sounds like at 70. Pretty quiet car. Doesn't have double insulated glass, but it still sounds good. For this next song, we'll start with the bass at middle settings where it is stock, and then we'll crank it all the way up. It'll probably take that long to be able to bring the settings screen up. Oh, there we go. Very quick this time. But I am feeling it, both in the steering wheel and a little bit in my seat. Not really getting any mirror shakeage, but I think it's good for most types of music. Oh, okay. my thoughts on the 13-speaker Harman Kardon system here in the Polestar 2. I'm really impressed. It's not quite the level of Bowers Wilkins in a Volvo, but that's to be expected because this isn't a Bowers Wilkins. Harman Kardon, a little bit lower, but still making excellent sound quality. Objectively speaking, just based on sound quality, this thing's getting an A. It tackles all sorts of music very well. Love the adjustability, and it sounds crisp powerful, and I like it. Objectively speaking, when you factor in the price of this vehicle, 63 grand, you're talking really lacking a lot of inputs, some screwy infotainment stuff. Some of the infotainment's really nice. I love the Google Maps. I love having a native Tidal and Spotify and those hi-fi type services, but you gotta admit, you're missing some valuable inputs. All that being said, this is still just barely squeaking by with an A rating for subjective. I mean, it still just sounds pretty darn good. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Polestar 2, check the links in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.